Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna be showing you 5 tips and tricks to catch rare Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Alright, tip number 1. Always bring friends with you when you go out on a adventure to find rare Pokemon. The reason why you want to bring friends with you is because if your friends have like lure modules or anything like that, if you guys go to Pokestops, you guys can like take turns throwing down lure modules, and then you can just get like an endless cycle of lure modules just coming and getting all the Pokemon at that Pokestop. That's what me and my friends did a couple of days ago. We all had leveled up to level 8, and once you hit level 8 in Pokemon Go, it gives you a lure module. So we all went out and stayed out at this park where there was a Pokestop, and we just kept cycling through our lure modules and getting a ton of awesome Pokemon. As you can see here, I got this awesome Staryu. It's a pretty high CP. So if you guys want to catch a rare Pokemon like that, be sure to bring friends with you on your adventure. Okay, tip number 2 that I have for you guys is to set a lure module on a Pokestop, and then after you set down the lure module, you're going to want to set down an incense. So what this does is it doubles the amount of Pokemon that are going to be showing up at your Pokestop, because one, you have a lure module, and a lure module already brings in a ton of Pokemon to that Pokestop. And then, once you apply an incense, that also attracts Pokemon to where you are, so you're going to be getting double the amount of Pokemon if you throw down a combination of a lure module and an incense. Me and my friends were also doing this, and that's how I got that Flareon and Vaporeon, because we kept getting a ton of EVs appearing, and I just powered them up and evolved them, and they turned into those beasts of Flareon and Vaporeon. So yeah, let's get on to tip number 3. Alright, so tip number 3 is kind of an alternative for tip number 2, because you only start out with 2 incenses when you start the game, and then after that you either have to level up or buy more incenses. And if you guys don't or are not close to leveling up, or you don't have enough money, or you don't want to spend money on the game to buy incenses, then here is another alternative that you can do for that. So a couple days ago, me and my friends, we were at this mall, and there were 2 Pokestops like right next to each other. They were like parallel to each other. So what we did is we went in between those 2 Pokestops, and both of one of my friends and me, we both dropped lure modules on both of the Pokestops. So we were getting double the amount of Pokemon by having those 2 Pokestops going with lure modules, and we stood in the middle of them. And also, we also had incenses, so we also dropped incenses while in the middle of those 2 Pokestops that had lure modules on them. So we were getting triple the amount of Pokemon that you would normally find if you had nothing at all. This is one of the most effective ways to getting Pokemon in Pokemon Go, in my opinion. So let's do a recap. So find 2 Pokestops that are parallel to each other, drop 2 lure modules, one on one and then one on the other, and then drop an incense. I can't tell you how effective this is, tripling the amount of Pokemon that you can find. Alright, tip number 4. If you live in a rural area where there's like cities and towns and everything, the best way to catch rare Pokemon is to not wander around your city, because in your city there's probably Pokemon like Rattata, Pidgey, Meowth, and Eevee. Those are all normal type boring Pokemon. The real way to catch the rare Pokemon is if there are any like parks or wooded areas like in your like vicinity of your town or area that you live in. Check those first, because those are the areas that are going to have the rare Pokemon. Don't waste your time wandering around your city looking for rare Pokemon. Rather, go to those parks and wooded areas, and that's where you're going to find the rarer Pokemon. The 5th and final tip I have for you guys today is to hatch a ton of eggs. I will be making a video later on, 5 best ways or 5 fastest ways to hatch eggs in Pokemon Go. So look out for that video in the future. But back to tip number 5. So tip number 5 is hatch a lot of eggs. Now the 2-kilometer eggs have common Pokemon in them. The 5-kilometer eggs have like pretty uncommon Pokemon in them, and the 10-kilometer eggs have really rare Pokemon in them. So I would suggest hatching more of the 5-kilometer and the 10-kilometer eggs, because those are the ones that you're gonna find the rarer Pokemon in. So if you're on your journey, visit a lot of Pokestops so you can try and get those eggs, because some Pokestops give you 2 eggs. I've seen this before, it's really cool. So be sure to hatch a lot of your eggs, and make sure, I cannot stress this enough, make sure that they are either 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. Because if they're only 2 kilometers, you're most likely going to hatch a Caterpie or a Pidgey or a Rattata or something like that. You don't want that. You want more of the rare Pokemon like Staryu and Geodude and Pikachu and Pokemon like that. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Go content. And I just want to thank you guys for the support on yesterday's video. I think we broke over 10 likes, which is insane for a video of mine, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for that. So, as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.